Nama saya Yohana Agustina Pandhi. Background saya dulu adalah seorang polisi wanita.
My name is Yohana Agustina Pandhi. I was a police officer who worked in criminal investigations in the unit for the protection of children. I retired in 2016 and began working in Garasa. When I joined Garasa, our services included helping children, victims of trafficking, and victims of sexual harassment and domestic violence. As a retired police officer, I was not allowed to personally accompany children or victims in court, so after my retirement, I finished a law degree and took the bar exam. After I passed the bar, I was able to provide legal assistance to victims. I am also licensed as a mediator to settle cases outside of court. However, this doesn't apply to criminal cases, particularly violent ones. Still, there are many things that I can do to help victims of trafficking. Now it is my job here in Garasa to help trafficking victims. We work with victims of sexual assault at our safe house, where those victims stay. They come to us in several ways. There are those that are sent from other parts of the country, from government ministries or other nonprofits that we work together with to help victims, like from Java or Sulawesi. Of course, a lot of our victims come from Bali, where we are based. Some victims show up on their own, and others are sent by their families. There have been a lot of people we've been able to help. I can think of one particular child who stayed with us for 4 years. She attended school for a while, but then did not want to go because she was embarrassed to be so much older than the other students. She was 12 years old. Yeah. Eventually, she made the decision and told me, "I want to go to school now." 4 years later, our guardianship was finished and she returned to Java to continue school and eventually even finished high school. Now she is in Java with her family. It is difficult helping children like her because they often don't want to put in the hard work that school takes. But they do experience changes, like knowing God and beginning to understand how to pray. Oftentimes, it seems how these kids do in the long term is really determined by the situation and conditions that they end up with. Those who wind up in a good environment will do well, but if the children stay in a damaged environment, that impacts them differently. Providing a good environment is what we do. Dark Bali has helped us so much in prevention work, particularly in prevention training. We go to different areas like Nusa Tenggara Timur and Tete. That is an area with the majority of victims of human trafficking come from there. With Dark Bali, we did a training for trainers, and our team went nearly to the national border with Timor-Leste to do additional trainings. Now, because of the pandemic, we had to discontinue those programs. So what we're doing together with Dark Bali is to coordinate with leaders via a WhatsApp group. We still communicate with each other about what developments there are, what's going on, and what can be done about it. We all stay in contact with each other, with a focus on nonprofits in Bali. We share our plans for outreach events, like film screenings about human trafficking. As a result of the film screenings, we have identified lots of people who didn't understand what human trafficking was. They didn't realize that it can include sexual exploitation of child victims.
Sejak pandemi ini